How's it going, everybody? We're back with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem video, and we got a big one today. We got a PC client that is a NetEase official client to share with you guys and how you could download that. We got some big patch notes. We got some buffs and nerfs that were found in the game, and more. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the patch notes to start this off. All right, patch notes, new content. The uniform system is now available. So why don't we jump over in-game and go check out these uniforms, and we can talk about this. You'll find them in your shop under the uniform shop. The Hulk is free. The Spider-Man is free if you spend money on the game so far. And then there's the Dream Psylocke skin. I like the Dream Psylocke skin. It looks like straight up a villain out of like Code Geass, which I think is pretty cool. If you know that anime. She looks dope. I personally don't use her very much, but as we're gonna see as we go further down the patch notes, they're pushing the follow-up team a lot. As far as these two skins go, the Savage Hulk friendly face, it's like their OG skins. I actually like the Ruined Hulk better. And I would have preferred to see like a World War Hulk skin and like a Symbiote Spider-Man skin, but I'm assuming those will come at a later date. All right, let's get back to patch notes, and if not a later date, maybe they'll be their own character kind of thing. The limited time hero up, increased drop rates for Spider-Man, Echo, and Psylocke. Okay, the first time I saw that, I was like, oh, that's an easy skip. Why would you do that? Because Spider-Man is actually in the Shadow Key banner, right? Like if we, not here, sorry, we can actually pull him from this, and I have pulled him from this. But you'll notice that in the Shadow Key banner, there is no highlights. There's no yellow highlights added. There's nothing. I'll also note they did add Iron Man in right away, so that's great. If you don't get Captain America on his pity timer on the current banner, you can get him the Shadow Key. But the thing about the, proper banners, if you will, the Great Key banners, is of course this is the only place you can get the highlights. Yes, and the highlight for Spider-Man is kind of cracked. The wearer's attack increased by 20%. After an ally performs a follow-up attack, their attack is increased by 16%. And if there's Spider-Man, crit rate of ally follow-up attacks increased by 15%. So that follow-up team with Spider-Man, Echo, and Psylocke is going to be super busted here. Also Lady Bullseye, of course, right? It'll be super busted with that Spider-Man highlight. So my original advice, honestly, my gut reaction was, don't pull this. I wouldn't pull this, but if you're going hard on that follow-up attack team, I don't know, man. That's a really good highlight. That really brings that team together. That's a big piece. I myself, I can't do it. Because there's no way I'm going to pull 80 on this. And I don't actually think you can pull the highlight with RNG, can you? No, you can't even pull the highlight with RNG. So literally the only way to get these highlights is to get 80 pulls in. Which does change all my advice on its head, right? So now, my advice is, I would never, as the pity timer, I'm never using it on the character. I'm using it on the highlight. Even if I don't get the character during their banner because of that, I'll get their character eventually from using the shadow keys. It's not fun advice, and it doubles down on the biggest issue people are having with the game right now, which is a lack of these keys. So them just like shoveling these new banners down our throat over and over and over again, I think that's actually going to burn the community out in a really, really unfortunate way, and I hope they smarten up or fix the economy at the very least, which they did change some economy things here, so that is good. All right, optimizations. Increase rewards for certain challenge farming stages. This is also really good. At level 60 as a spender, everything kind of comes to a screeching halt. You're upgrading maybe 3 characters, like keeping up with 3 characters, which, I mean, that's not bad, because that's your Nightfall team, right? Or just your best team. At level 50, as a free-to-play, I hear, it slows down dramatically there for free-to-play, which is a little bit too early. So them increasing rewards feels like a good thing. They've reduced the Mysterium coin cost required for hero level ups. This is amazing overall. This is good for everybody because we need these Mysterium coins for rerolls, for crafting, not for leveling. Like, there's so much, right? So reducing the cost is cool, but they kind of need to compensate everybody who already spent Mysterium coins on those level ups, in my opinion. And there's going to be another thing with Mysterium coins as we get a little bit lower. Lowered level and quantity requirements for dispatching heroes in Memento. This actually helped me beat the last level Memento this morning. I was able to use like level 50 characters on the highest, the Captain America Memento. So I think this was a really, really good change as well. Don't have to have it as wide a roster for when you're only using certain characters, right? All right, then we had some adjustments. Smoother main menu camera transitions. Added unique artifacts redeemable at level 50 in the game of Khonshu. This is both a really, really good and a really, really annoying thing once again for me. They kind of straddling that line. So in the game of Khonshu, if we go into the store, you'll see the Darkhold is now here. It costs 600 of the moon emblems. That's fine. It's actually a reasonable price to get it, right? My problem is I've already spent 300 on Dream Cores, which was the obvious, like, dummy-proof answer. Like, hey, we need to use these on our characters for their talents, so get these as much as you can as soon as you can get them, right? But now there's an orange artifact, and this orange artifact is going to increase the special damage by 18%. The warrior loses a little bit of life when they use the skill or ultimate ability, but the special damage increase is crazy. And that's not the only benefit of orange artifacts. If I go over to my inventory, we could see where their true value lies. I mean, yeah, that effect is obviously huge, but we also are going to be getting an additional primary stat on these guys. So if we go to Stormbreaker, you see we get the HP and we get the attack. Or if we go to Maul, we get the HP and the attack. Let's go to the, like, a similar one. We only get one primary, and it's not percentage based, right? The book, I assume, is going to have some percentage based attributes. Like, I got the Wand of Atum today, 20% attack, 30% energy generation. That's crazy. So these orange artifacts, particularly that Darkhold, I think is something I would really, really want. But now I've used a lot of those moon emblems before it even got into the store. Listen, it's their game. They can change and add and nerf and buff things whenever they want. But if they want to have a community that, you know, trusts them and plays the game kind of organically, they need to let us know when stuff like that is happening, if they know it's happening. That's the kind of stuff that would, I think, it would burn a lot of people the wrong way. And you might get some players leaving the game because stuff like that. Just kind of poor or, you know, slow messaging on that. But again, I'm new to the, like, super gacha aspects of these kind of games. I played Marvel Strike Force, I played King Arthur, I played DC Worlds Collide for a while there. The messaging is a lot better in those games, believe it or not. I know some of you Marvel Strike Force people are scratching their heads right now, but yeah, like that sort of just drop is kind of crazy. All right, where were we? Added detailed effect descriptions for highlight artifacts, cool. Enhanced hero acquisition redirection for the gallery. Improved playback effects for hero ultimate animations. Added skip option. Added level display for equipped highlights and artifacts. Added secondary confirmation when obtaining hero shards / uniforms if player doesn't own the hero. Optimize the battlefield camera for the third stage disowned. And reduce the amount of Mysterium coins required for material synthesis. So this is the other Mysterium coin thing I was talking about. So let's say they reduce the amount of Mysterium coins required for material synthesis, which I think is their way of saying crafting. So let's go over it. Let's do some crafting. Where would we find crafting? Produce. So if I wanted to turn this into... Oh yeah, it's a big difference. I'm pretty sure this was 5,000 before. And this was 1,000. Like that is a giant difference. I wasted a lot of gold. And gold is a huge bottleneck. So really hoping they do right by their, you know, early game adopters and do a big compensation package, because that's not cool. All right, we got some more bug fixes. Fix the missing tap voice lines for Sentry. Fixed an issue where the Chaos element remained invincible in the Crimson campaign. Sorry, I'm still losing my voice. Optimize various localization issues. So some good stuff there, but we do need to see some compensation. We need to see some better messaging. I mean, for this, you know, unique artifact, the Darkhold, if they just comped everybody 300 Dream Cores, and so everybody got extra Dream Cores, or sorry, not Dream Cores, Moon Emblems, and they just comped everyone the Moon Emblems, and so you can just, you know, okay, you know, I would have got this, but now I'm back on track, I can get it at the same time as everybody else, and I still have my Dream Cores, and somebody else can make that same sort of purchasing decision. I think that would be good. They gotta do right by the community, especially in these early moments of the game. People are leaving the game because they're not feeling they're respected, their time being respected on character acquisition with the keys. And now if you start messing with the other progression paths, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt for sure. All right, one thing I did want to show off is some secret nerfs buffs. To do this, let's head on into the dragon fight. Now I'm not sure the extent of things, but we do know Captain America got fixed. So first of all, big bug fix, which is good, and it happened fast, right? The Captain America was bugged for how long with his ultimate doing the shield, but never putting him into defensive stance, so that his buff kept giving attack instead of damage reduction. So he got a big buff on his buff Captain America. We'll talk about it. Apparently, I'm not sure how we can tell, but apparently we also saw a nerf to Thor's basic attacks. Which, I mean, that's Thor's bread and butter, so that's kind of concerning that they would just do that willy-nilly. Hopefully, that's being a little bit overstated. I mean, he's still smashing, don't get me wrong. But yeah, apparently there was a little nerf over there. All right, so let's do two things here. Let's put ourselves in defensive stance. So we got the shield. We always got the shield, right? But now we'll notice the buff. First of all, see this buff? Look at this. They increased the size of Captain America's buff by like, I don't know, 2 hexagons. It's crazy. I think they increased the width on it. I think the 3 on the left and 3 on the right, I think those are new. But check how big this circle is now. It's freaking huge, man. You know what? This might just be visual. Because Iron Man wasn't getting the he wasn't getting the actual defense up. Like, let's do this. So like it's gonna look like Iron Man's in here, but keep an eye on his buffs. Slow this down. Yeah, see, he's not getting defensive buff even though he's clearly in the circle. So I think there's a little bit visual, but I do think the left and right side are new. But you can also see we are getting damage reduction now on our Captain America. Whereas it used to just be anytime he did his buff, no matter what stance he was in, he was just giving the attack. So good on them for fixing that. I think that was good. And yeah, okay, let's finish this off by talking about what I think a lot of people are hungry for, and that is going to be a PC client. Now, I did download the PC client. I can't get it to work for me. I think it might be region locked to a few regions, but as you can see in chat, we have people from Maryland in the States getting it to work, BC in Canada getting it to work. We have Australians getting it to work. So you should definitely try it if you want to play on a PC client. What you need to do to download the client is go to the official Marvel Mystic Mayhem website, and then you need to change the language. So instead of having it on English or whatever your language is, change it to this language, which I believe is Chinese. I'm sorry if that's incorrect. And once you change that, you're going to see a Windows download button pop up. Now, if you use this Windows download button, you will download the client. So let me go ahead. I did download the client. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't get it to work for myself. But apparently it is a incredibly smooth experience. And more, I think not more importantly, but important to some people, is going to be that the prices are going to be less on the client. The reason for that is there's no middleman, right? So when you do a purchase, even on the emulator, like I play on LD Player right now, right? So even though I'm playing on LD Player, they still have to pay, I don't know if it's royalties, whatever, to Google, to Android. That's the middleman. Now, this is going to be an official NetEase launcher. There's no middleman. There's no iOS to pay. There's no Android to pay. So the prices are going to be a little bit cheaper, which I think is cool. I think that's great. And then apparently it's just silky smooth gameplay on the client. So I'm very excited to finally get my hands on this. But yeah, I can't get it to work. It says for me, login currently unavailable in my region. I have reached out to the Discord mods. I made a bug report, but that I kind of just got like shooed away. So I mean, hopefully we'll get to play on this soon. We'll get to dissect what the kind of cost difference is when they're not paying that middleman, but also just see how good the launcher is. Because LD Player and BlueStacks, for the good that they do, you know, there's a lot lacking with again, they're another middleman. It's another middleman, right? So I'm excited to play this launcher. I hope you guys are still enjoying the game as much as I am. Again, you know, fully admit they got to fix that key situation. Our key situation is pretty abysmal in the game right now. I don't know, man. What's the number, you guys? You guys in the comment section, what is the number? How much great keys should our income be of great keys between banners? Should we be getting, you know, minimum of 40 great keys for every single banner? So every second banner we could hit a pity timer? What's that number? Anyway, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please make sure you leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. But for now, I'll see you guys next one. Peace.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.